Yo, what is up? This is Slap Anime. By the way, these are spoilers, so if you don't want to get spoiled, slap your way out of here or get slapped by the spoilers. But for those of you who do want them, welcome. Today we're going to be breaking down chapter 1059, and boy is it crazy. From new Pacifistas, new Vegapunk tech, a second Pirate Empress, and one of your boys getting kidnapped. So without further ado, slap that subscribe button. I'm Slap Anime, and let's slap into this motherfucker. So first of all, let's get right into the cover story. We're continuing the Germa 66 journey, and it appears Caesar used this hallucination gas on Oven and Katakuri because we see them beating each other in this week's cover story. Then we immediately move on to a good feeling and high point in the chapter. It appears that Marco the Phoenix was on Shanks' ships when they departed Wano, and they're actually near Whitebeard's home, Sphinx Island. But right before Marco decides to take off, Shanks asks him if he wants to join their crew, the Red-Haired Pirates, the first commander of the Whitebeard Pirates on the Red-Haired Pirates crew. Could you imagine that? That would be such a powerhouse, but it doesn't look like we're gonna be getting that team up just yet. Marco says that he's tired of babysitting great captains. Shanks says he doesn't need to be babysitted, but Ben Beckman and the rest of the crew disagree. So as Marco flies over to Sphinx Island, he does have a flashback. And this starts at the night of Ryokugu's attacks, Admiral Green Bull, when he invaded Wano, and it's the talk that Luffy and his crew had with Yamato about Yamato actually becoming one of the Nakama and going out to sea. Yamato acknowledged that it took somebody with powerful haki to detour somebody like Green Bull, and that the Scabbards and Wano were gonna need a guardian deity. So that's her biggest reason to stay, and she said that she was gonna fulfill her legacy with something else in Wano. But I'm 100% sure this isn't the last time we're gonna see Yamato or the Scabbards. And afterwards, Marco flies in and tells Luffy that Ace would be proud of him and that this is now his era, that he should go full force with his determination. And then Luffy says Kawabanga and they depart Wano. So now we cut to current day Amazon Lily with Boa Hancock, Gloriosa, her sisters, and Marigold. We see a big part of the mountain at the center completely destroyed. There was definitely a lot of damage done to the city, and Hancock finally admits that as long as she's gonna stay the Pirate Empress and stay at Amazon Lily, that they won't be safe. So she's made the decision to marry Luffy. And of course, in a comedic way, Gloriosa says, "You always wanted that. It's not something new." So obviously it's a comedic moment, but you never know. But then a new flashback begins. And then we actually cut to the point where the Shishibukai disbanded, and then the Marines decided to attack Amazon Lily. The attack was led by Vice Admiral Yamakaji, Koby, and Helmeppo, and they were backed by 4 new version Pacifistas, the Seraphim, and all 4 were modeled after little kids. But unlike the Kuma Pacifistas, they all actually look different, and one looked like young Mihawk, and it also looks like these new Pacifistas have star pupils and shoot out lasers out of their hands, unlike Kuma shooting it out of his mouth. But before things get too crazy, guess who shows up? The Blackbeard Pirates. Specifically Teach, Vasco Shots, and Katarina Devon. And of course, in a Blackbeard fashion, he opens up with a sea quake using the Gura Gura no Mi that he stole from Whitebeard to knock a lot of the marine ships out of the way. And then we also see Teach reacting to the Seraphim, these new Pacifistas, and he adds the details that they have white hair, brown skin, and the black wings as well, further pushing the narrative that they have Lunarian DNA. And this Mihawk child version of a Pacifista also seems to have a sword resembling Mihawk's. And not only that, he's able to cut the island in half. But Blackbeard, using his haki and his power's black hole, absorbs all the energy around him, protecting himself. But after that, Boa Hancock decides to use her ability Slave Arrow, and basically turns almost everyone into stone, leaving only Blackbeard and Koby alive. And then we get a great double-page spread of Blackbeard actually holding Boa Hancock up by the neck, nullifying her powers. But we also find out that if Boa Hancock is killed, everyone that is currently turned into stone is gonna stay into stone forever. And the next user of the Love Love Devil Fruit will not be able to unstone them. So Koby during this whole thing is begging Blackbeard not to kill her because he doesn't want all the Marines and literally everyone to basically die, because once Boa Hancock dies, everybody dies. So that's a pretty neat thing about her power. She could create insurance plans very easily. But Blackbeard says, nope, I'm gonna kill her. She's not gonna listen, so there's no reason to spare anybody else. I am willing to sacrifice everybody and take her fruit by killing her. But before that happens, we actually have the Dark King himself. Rayleigh joins the battle, and reminiscent to Shanks in the Summit War, Rayleigh decides to stop the battle, tells Blackbeard to back off, and tells Boa Hancock to let everybody go and turn them back alive. We cut back to present-day Amazon Lily, and it's revealed that Rayleigh didn't come alone. Shaggy from the bar actually joined him, and not only that, turns out that she's actually the Empress of Amazon Lily from 2 generations ago. Then one of Boa's sisters actually points out that one of the Seraphim, one of the new Pacifistas, actually looks like a young version of Boa Hancock. We do know that Boa Hancock and her sisters were taken as slaves as kids to Marie Joie, so it's very possible that Vegapunk got some DNA from them at some point before Fisher Tiger actually decided to rescue her. This actually creates the basis that we could talk about in another video about all the lineage factors that the world government and Vegapunk actually have, and all the future pacifistas that we are gonna see. But we did say there was one more hype point. And it's that yo boy Koby got taken prisoner by Blackbeard. Now we do know Koby doesn't have a devil fruit, that's why he was able to swim and stop a torpedo during the Reverie arc. However, what does this really mean? Does he know about Koby and Luffy's relationship? And is he gonna use him as bait? Let me know what your favorite part of the chapter is, or if there's something you didn't like about this chapter and where the story is heading. Personally, I really love everything that's going on, and I can't wait to see all the panels myself. This is definitely gonna be one for the history books.